10 Parsha points to ponder. Lech Lecha. This was my bar mitzvah Parsha. Number 10. Avram Avinu is the first monotheist. Rashi quotes a medrash which states that Avram Avinu had destroyed all of his father's idols because of his realization of one God. His father came home and saw all of his idols destroyed and was like, Avraham! And Avraham was like, yo, Dad, it wasn't me. The idols got into a fight. Yeah, these are just stones. They can't fight. They can't do anything. Well, if they're just stones and they can't do anything, then why are you worshiping them? Number 9. Hashem is like, Avram, yeah, you have to just leave. Pick up from Orkazdim and just go out into the wilderness. I'll show you where to go. So they travel 400 miles, and when they finally get to Canaan, they find famine. Yay! No. This is the first of 10 trials of Avram's life that would prove his awesomeness. Number 8. Avram married his niece Sarah and brought her brother along for the ride, Lot. Yeah, things were different back then. Yeah. Shush. Number 7. Avram loved God so much that he wanted to emulate him. And since he saw God as being all-giving and the supporter of all life, Avram Avinu decided to create the 4-star, 4-door, #1 free hotel in the world. He wanted guests from all over to come and see his hospitality, because he reasoned, if God is a giver, then I'm going to be a giver too. Number 6. Avram and Sarai have to travel to Egypt to get food, and Paro likes Sarah so much that he kidnaps her and ends up realizing he made a mistake. And when Paro sends Avram and Sarai back home, he not only gives him gifts, but he also gives his daughter. That's right, Avram's second wife, Hagar, was actually an Egyptian princess. Can you imagine that? It'd be like, okay, Avram Avinu, we'll see you later. Here are your gifts. A goat, a camel, a horse, my daughter Hagar. And Hagar was like, oh my God, Dad, I never get to do anything. No, that's probably not what happened. Number 5. Lot gets captured and is held prisoner. And Avram has to go to war in order to save his nephew. And one of the armies that he's fighting against, Amraphel, according to the Medrash, was really Nimrod, the guy that threw him into the fiery furnace back in Ur-Kasdim. Talk about a battle of vengeance. Number 4. Eliezer, Avram Avinu's right-hand man, was a one-man army. According to the Gemara in the Dam, Rabbi Ami ben Abba says, Eliezer had the strength of 318 men. He was like the Arnold Schwarzenegger of the Bronze Age. Number 3. Avram questions God, what can you give me? I am childless. And God answers by promising Avram that he not only will have children, but asks Avram Avinu to look up and count the stars, saying, thus will be your descendants. So there's a lot of interpretations as to what that whole episode means. So I'm going to leave a link down below for you to check it out. Number 2. Sarai tells Avram Avinu to marry her maidservant, Hagar. And this doesn't turn out to be such a good idea because Hagar ends up getting pregnant before Sarah, and Sarah wasn't so cool with it, and there's a lot going on. Ends up that Hagar is promised that she's going to give birth to another nation named Yishmael. The name Yishmael means, and God heard me, because God heard Hagar's cries when she was run out of town by Sarah. And Yishmael becomes the forefather of Islam. What does the Torah say about the forefather of Islam? He will be a wild man. His hand will be against every man, and every man's hand will be against him. Yeah, that sounds right. And number 1, Avram Avinu is given the mitzvah of circumcision.
Sure you know what you're doing?
Could we have this conversation later?
I don't know, I don't know, I don't know.
I know what I'm doing. I'm just following God's direction.
You don't know how to follow directions. Kids, I'm sure, are out of the question now.
Did I raise any questions about this week's Parsha? If I did, then that's awesome! Go ahead and check the links down below, or just Google the words Parshas Lech Lecha. And also, have you checked out Jewish Music Toronto? His latest video is awesome, and he wants to create a database of traditional Jewish music for you to enjoy, so go check it out. Also, I don't know if you've heard of this guy, but he's amazing, Rabbi Benny Hershkovitz. He creates incredibly dynamic and entertaining YouTube videos that will really enlighten your understanding of the Parsha. Thank you for watching. Leave your comments down below, share with a friend, and I will see you next time. Be'ezras Hashem.